Hello. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a row of cards using the card and the card deck block. A card is a flexible content container that includes options for header, image, paragraph text, and links. Cards will expand to fill the entire space of a row. A single card can be created and added to a row by itself, or multiple cards can be created and then added to a card deck. The card deck is then added to a row. The first step is to create the card block, and we'll do that by clicking on Add Content in the top menu bar, going to Blocks, Row Blocks, and then Card. And here I'm going to just give this a name. I'm creating a row of kind of woodland creatures, so I've already created one for a chipmunk and a marmot, so we'll do a pika for this one. Next thing is to add your header, and I'm just going to say pika. And then you can select the heading level. I'm going to stick with heading level 2. The next is this featured full width checkbox. If you check this, then you can just use this to attach to your row and it will create a card that spans the full width of the row. But I'm creating a row of 3 cards, so I'm going to leave that unchecked and then add this card to the deck and then add that to the row. So I'm going to choose my image, which is this guy right here, pika.jpg. The alt text is just a description for anyone using a screen reader that lets them know what this is an image of. So I'm going to just use pika, that's fine for this case. You can be more descriptive if there's more going on, but this is really just a picture of a pika. So that's pretty straightforward. And the next thing, I'm going to grab the description of this. So I will paste that into the content area here. And one thing to note is if you just paste it in like this, it won't be added as an actual paragraph. It'll just be between 2 div tags, so the paragraph styling won't be added. So a tip is to just hit return, which will create a paragraph. But then, unfortunately, it adds an empty paragraph after that. So if you don't want that extra space, just hit backspace, and that will delete the empty paragraph, but leave this text in a paragraph. Okay, next thing is to set up the link. So I'm going to make this an external link to a Wikipedia page, and I'm just going to say Wikipedia page, and it's an external link. I will grab the URL here, paste it there, and then that's it. That's my card set up, and I'll just click check content and submit. And it's just flagging pika as a misspelling, but I know that's spelled correctly, so I'll just leave that and click finish. And there's my card. Okay, so I've got these other two that I've already prepared here, the pika, the chipmunk, and the marmot. So what I'm going to do is now create the card deck. So I'm going to click Add Content, Blocks, Row Blocks, Card Deck, and then I'm going to just say Card Deck, and I'll call it something like woodland creatures. The style, this is just the background. You can have light or dark. I'm just going to leave it as light, but if you want a maroon background, then you can choose dark. And now all we do really is just add these card blocks. So I'm going to choose the first one, and we'll start with the pika since that's what we just created. I'll click choose, and I'm going to add another card, so I just click the green plus icon here, and that adds another one. And I click choose, and this one's going to be, we'll do the marmot in the middle. And then I'll add one more. So click the green plus icon again, click this, and then this one is the chipmunk. And then click choose. So this is how they're displayed from left to right horizontally. So if I wanted to move the marmots up to be the first one on the left, I just click this up arrow and that will reorder them. But I'm going to change it to how it was to begin with. So we'll have the pika, the marmot, and the chipmunk, and I will click check contents and submit. It should be fine. Yep, no issues there. And now I've got my card deck, and the last thing is just to add it to the page. So this will just be attached to a row. It needs to be a blank row. So I'll go into my default page here in this demo page I set up, and I'll click edit. And then in this row, I'm just going to say, give it a label, woodland creature card deck. And this label doesn't appear on the live site. This is just for your reference, so you just label your rows, you know what's in all of them. And for the content type, I'm going to choose row block, and then that last thing is just to choose the card deck. Click choose. I'll preview draft this time. And there we go. There's the card deck, the individual cards. All of these are link text, and that is the description that we paste into the content. These are obviously the images. And yeah, awesome. So I will click submit. And that is done. Thank you.